Sibling rivalry happens when parents do not treat their children equally as they should. That's why one sibling feels that they are undermined by others, which in fact and in truth does not really happen because they are usually loved by both parents, but they feel that there is some difference in how they are being treated by one parent. That's why they think that sibling rivalry appears.
Yung competition between, syempre, two siblings. Pwedeng healthy, pwedeng hindi. Yeah, magkaroon nga.
When they have a fighting with another because of jealousy, and they misunderstand.
Sibling rivalry occurs when siblings compete against each other for, like, saying that a family member loves them more, and then one sibling tries to get the other attention of that family member. That's my definition.
What is your definition of sibling rivalry?
Sibling rivalry for me is where siblings teach each other as competitors. It's like everything becomes a competition. Who does it better, or who does our parents prefer more or love more? Something like that.
Definition of sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry, parang competition amongst siblings. Like, hahanapin parang kung sino yung mas magaling, sino yung mas mabait, ganyan, stuff.
Okay. Sibling rivalry has been defined in so many ways, but so sibling rivalry is, I would in my own words, the presence of the against. AGAINST. Okay, there could be a presence of competition among siblings, sometimes jealousy, and sometimes even physical fighting. And there could also be fighting, other forms of fighting like the verbal or the emotional fighting if there is. But again, there is the presence of the against in the sibling rivalry. And in the competition, they are maybe rival against love, not against, but for love, for attention, for affection. And then when it comes to jealousy, they see the other sibling or the other kid better than they are, more attractive, more talented, more blessed. Thus, the rivalry exists among children. Not that it exists among children, but that is how I understood.
Ma'am Jamie, what is your definition of sibling rivalry?
Sibling rivalry. Well, for me, it's an unhealthy relationship between two or more siblings, magkapatid. Unhealthy because it's normal for siblings to have arguments, have disagreements, to be different from one another. But when we talk about sibling rivalry, it's more of them not getting along, and the family, the individual experiencing it, and the family and other people can see that and gets affected with that unhealthy relationship or unhealthy disagreements. So that's my definition of sibling rivalry.
There are three of us in the family, 2 boys and 1 girl. The difference between my eldest brother and me is 5 years. The difference between the second brother and me is 3 years. I have no experience about sibling rivalry. We are very close-knitted as we are until about this age. We are still very closely knitted. we are well treated by our parents equally. If one is at fault, then that person suffers the consequences. But whatever we need or we want, equally we are given.
Yung tawag dun, yung pag mabawa yung grades mo, tapos sasabihin sa'yo ng sasabihin sa akin ni mama, parang, si kuya magaling, mataas yung grades, so parang sabihin ni kuya, sabihin ni mama, uy, tularan mo kuya mo, ganyan yung taas-taas ng grades. So yun, nagaganap din yung sibling rivalry. Tapos, ba? Kaya pag may pareho kayong sport, like basketball, ganun, so palakasan kayo, ganun. Sibling rivalry. Hindi naman kailangan, hindi naman siya kailangan brutal na sibling rivalry. Pwede naman siyang healthy lang.
I think my answer is no, because for me, my parents loves us equally. And when we have a problem, we try to fix.
Have you yourself experienced sibling rivalry? Yes. Siblings get this because a lot of times they're compared, and when they're compared, they like to conflict with each other, so start a conflict with each other. So that is why a lot of siblings get this quite often.
But why in the survey you said you didn't experience sibling rivalry?
I have.
But you said you did. I need to punch you later.
Experience sibling rivalry.
No. Personally, like me and my siblings, we're just really playful. But I do know of some people who are with their own siblings. But then for us, we become competitive. Like we try to get our parents' attention, but then nothing really serious.
So, have you experienced sibling rivalry? Yes, many times since grade school siguro. Like how is it like as elder sister compared ka sa ganito, or I mean what aspects, like an example? Marami, sa gender pa lang syempre kasi ako yung panganay na babae, so mas protect sa akin ganyan, and syempre yung brothers ko kasi lagi nila akong inaano kasi babae nga ako, so parang feeling nila weak, gano'n. Second, syempre, ACADS. So, dahil panganay ako, kailangan ako lagi mataas, ganyan-ganyan. Pero syempre, competition kaming tatlo. Syempre, mas mataas yung isa, mas mataas yung gano'n. So, does your parents like give a factor in which iniisip mo na may sibling rivalry kayo kasi lagi favoritism or something? Factors? Oo. As in, kung naisip mo ba, as in, isa sa factors kung bakit kayo may sibling rivalry? Oo. Kasi kung hindi dahil sa hindi. Para naman kasi syempre, as a part na family, maramdaman mo naman kung may favoritism and stuff. So meron nga ba? Meron. Oo, meron. Sino naman natin?
Have you experienced sibling rivalry?
I guess yes. I can, because I am the eldest boy, and our eldest is a woman. But I don't have issues with her. But I remember that when we were young, she would get my toys. Yes, and she would, because I'm the favorite of my titas, titos, grandparents. So she envied that, because I'm the eldest man, the eldest apo, the eldest grandchild. So the first handsome grandchild. So I become that. Then when my brother was born, I can also remember when we were growing up as kids. I always remember that I envy my brother, the younger brother, because he is always with my mother. and I was left at home. So that's the only thing I can remember about my sibling rivalry with them. With them. But I know that they have issues against me because I am more achiever. I have for example, in high school, honors and awards and sports as well. Even if my lean body, and I was into basketball and volleyball varsity team. So my father admires me a lot, and I think it was the reason why there was sibling rivalry also.
So
Usual factors are unequal treatment by parents, financial support by a parent to a child, the love for a parent to a child, when a child is being mistreated, when they feel that they are rivals, when a parent gives more favorite to another, mainly there is favoritism in the family.
Jed? Factors yung isa dyan yung inggit. Yung kaya pag-inggit ka sa kuya mo or pag-inggit siya sa'yo. Ganun. Or inggit ka sa kapatid mo, ganun. Inggit siya sa'yo. Nagaganap din yung ayun, isa sa mga nagkakos yun. Tsaka ano ba? Yung yung pagalingan sa parents, pagalingan sa parents, pataasan ng grades, ganun. Kasi parents mo, parang favoritism, ganun. Gusto mo maging favorite niya. So, lalaban-laban kayo.
I think the main factor is that because of favoritism, and when parents compares to one another.
Or the factors that cause sibling rivalry. What causes sibling rivalry?
When people compare siblings, and when like a mother has favoritism or a father has favoritism to their children, I think that's what causes sibling rivalry.
Example. Set up straight.
Like an aunt says to your sibling, "Oh, you're so pretty," and then you are just standing there and wondering, am I not pretty? And you basically hold this grudge and you tell your sibling, and you create a rivalry.
The factors in sibling rivalry.
I think first and foremost, one factor is their actual relationship with one another. Are they close? Do they spend time with each other? And another factor I think is time. It's really important to bond with each other, get to know each other better, and it's important to spend time and to take time to be with your siblings. And lastly, I think one big factor is how their parents treat them. Maybe the dad would prefer this child over the other, so something like that. It somehow pushes for insecurity in their case.
Start. So, what do you think are the factors that cause sibling rivalry?
Okay, factors. I can only think of only one, and that is the one that I mentioned. How this is my opinion again. I cannot agree or disagree about books, but again, then this is how, from experience, the most significant factor that affects the sibling rivalry is the treatment we receive from the people around us. The way we tease people, the way we tease our children, can result or can evoke a lot of feelings. I usually hear the word when I was younger, pango, pango, pango. the nose is like this, flat. And then at that time, I was young. I have a good nose. And then my brother has a flat nose. They would tease her pango. Until now, it's still carved in his mind that his nose is not as good as mine. But now my nose is not as good as hers also. Unlike her, she has a very beautiful face and a beautiful nose. Pinatay niyo.
Next one!
Last question.
Last.
She's going up.
So, ma'am, what do you think are the factors that cause sibling rivalry?
Okay, factors. Well, first, again, as mentioned a while back, family dynamics, parenting styles, relationships have a lot to do with the strength of the stability of family relationships have a lot to do with sibling relations. Maybe I'd throw in birth order second or third to that. But one major factor is really parental relations and family dynamics.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss. Do you want to